Hello everyone. In this video, I'll show how I used AI editing tools to help produce high-quality prose while composing the introduction section of a paper reporting my research on reading accessibility. Composing the opening paragraph is often more difficult because it establishes the tone and aims to engage the reader. I used message Doenba to ask for a suggestion of a suitable opening paragraph. I provided a brief description of my paper and outlined my requirements using the following prompt. Please suggest an opening paragraph for the introduction section of a paper that reports research results on reading accessibility of materials for K-12 students using fine-tuned pre-trained language models and the local search algorithm. In the opening paragraph, I would like to explain why reading accessibility is an interesting research topic and outline its usefulness. I entered the prompt into the message Doenba window. Doenba returned an opening paragraph. I reviewed the paragraph and found it acceptable after minor edits. I clicked the copy icon and pasted it into the writing area. I revised the opening paragraph to better convey my work. For example, using local search is intended to improve accuracy rather than efficiency. I split that sentence into two to make them flow more naturally. During writing, I can use the refine feature to correct any grammatical errors with minimum change to my original writing. I can also use the rephrase feature to reword my sentences. For example, I highlighted the two sentences I had just revised and selected refine to fix any grammatical errors. Doenba didn't find any. I then selected rephrase and Doenba returned two alternative sentences that I preferred to the originals. I clicked the one key replacement button to apply Doenba's suggestion to the two sentences. I also removed the last sentence as it seemed a bit redundant. I find the rephrase feature extremely helpful for converting my rough ideas into polished sentences without having to spend time composing them. When using an AI editing tool, you can choose the education level of your target readers from high school through doctoral, and the tool will generate text that matches that level. You may also specify the desired length of the produced text when that option is available. For example, because refine is designed to correct grammar with minimal changes to the original, it does not include a length option. Rephrase, by contrast, offers choices for both length and level. After drafting a strong opening paragraph, I completed the rest of the section. While writing, content is saved automatically when pressing the return key or clicking anywhere in the right margin. If text is highlighted and refine or rephrase is chosen, those edits are saved automatically. Clicking the Save button also preserves the content. I then use the Review feature to evaluate the section's coherence and identify areas for improvement. To do so, I clicked the Review button, selected the current level, and then pressed Review. After reviewing, Doenba offered several suggestions. One pointed out a typo, which was simple to fix using the Find and Replace feature. It also recommended using a bulleted list to summarize the paper's main contributions in the dataset, which I agreed was a good idea. To simplify my work, I pasted the suggestion into the message Doenba window and turned it into a prompt with a small modification from the original suggestion as follows. Produce a brief bulleted list of the main contributions based on the text inside triple backticks. Include a concise dataset summary, for example, total text per grade and per major genre group, and how the splits were created. In the introduction, replace high-level assertions with one or two concrete numerical highlights, for example, absolute accuracy gains. These may be short and can be reiterated with more detail later. I copied the sections describing the main contributions in the dataset into triple backticks after the prompt and sent them to Doenba. Doenba returned a bulleted list. It was very useful, so I pasted Doenba's suggestions into the draft and made minor edits. The remaining two suggestions asked me to expand on the current methods and to confirm that all citations were correctly formatted. I chose to disregard them because the former will be covered in a later section, and the latter is governed by the LaTeX template used when I exported the paper. Next, I applied the Reorganize feature to improve the presentation of the current section. I clicked the Reorganize button on the toolbar, chose the length and level, and then clicked Reorganize. Doenba suggested a reorganization strategy that I really liked. To apply it, I clicked the Strategy window and reviewed the pop-up's detailed guidance on what each paragraph should cover. I liked what I read, and so I selected Rewrite. Doenba returned a revised version, and I wanted to incorporate parts of it into my writing. I pasted Doenba's suggested text into the writing area beneath the original draft, so I could incorporate the suggestions one paragraph at a time. Below are my revisions for the first 3 paragraphs. I used the same process to finish writing and editing this section. That wraps up this video. Thank you for watching. See you soon.